Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association, it's my privilege to welcome you here today as we prepare to run our semifinals for our 3A Boys Championships. We appreciate your attendance today and know that you'll support these young men and our officials in the most positive way. Everyone's worked very hard to be here. It's our tradition before we start each section to have our meet referee read our sportsmanship statement. Today will be no exception. I introduce to you Mr. Dave Thacker from East Peoria, our meet referee.
Thank you, Ron. Welcome, everybody. You are in store for a great afternoon of track and field performance. I want to let you know that the Illinois High School Association requires officials to enforce sportsmanship rules. Athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators all have a part to play in this process. High school athletics emphasize the positive values that we all have worked hard to create. It's a sense of teamwork, respect, responsibility, and perspective. These are all attributes of good sportsmanship, shared by competitors who demonstrate this good behavior. We encourage and appreciate your assistance in promoting sportsmanship, and we hope this competition will reflect the mutual respect of all parties. Good luck and have a great meet.
Ladies and gentlemen, every chance I get the opportunity at these meets, I'd like to recognize the over 200 officials that are here today volunteering their time. Almost all of them are not being paid, and they paid their way and their food and their travel, etc. If you would join me, please, in thanking them for being out here in the heat today to put on this meet for us. Thank you. We're just about ready to set the field for our 4x8s. They'll go off at 12:55 as scheduled. I'd like to remind you all to stay hydrated. That reminds me to thank the Illinois Track and Cross Country Coaches Association for their generous donation of the bottled water that our athletes are drinking down here at the clerk's tent and all over the track today. So we thank them very much. It was a timely donation. We appreciate it. We hope you have a great afternoon. Enjoy.
Now onto the track, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 3A preliminaries for this Friday, the 25th of May, 2012. And here now the field of competition, a very big field across Class 3A in the 4x800. In lane number 1, Oak Park River Forest. In 2, the Falcons of Wheaton North. In 3, the Blue Thunder of Belvedere North. In 4, Naperville Central. In 5, Crystal Lake South. In 6, Algonquin Jacobs. In 7, the Wildcats of Plainfield Central. In 8, the Hawks of Maine South, Manuka. In 9, the Blazing Trojans of Bloom Township, Chicago Heights. In 10, the Loyola Ramblers. In 11, the Bears of Lake Zurich. In 12, and Skokie Niles West, the Wolves. In 13.
To the starter.
All right. Niles West is the leader from the sectionals into this race. First of 3. And the early leader, I believe, is Niles West as we come around the curve. We'll check that along with, there's the Gators of Crystal Crystal Lake Central first, and then Crystal Lake South in the top 4. Now Crystal Lake Central into the lead. Yeah, that was Niles West in the early lead. Plainfield Central. This is Zane Cohan in the lead for Plainfield Central. As we go to the backstretch, that is Niles West in the 2 position, which is Mark Julian. So Plainfield Central, the Wildcats in 1. Napier, it is Niles in 2. And the 3, I believe, is Bloom. Yes, it's Bloom coming around, pushing for second. That is Wythe of Bloom Township. That's your top 3. And here is Niles West, the move by Mark Julian into the lead. Julian hands off to Blake Helton. That is Helton, followed by Plainfield Central.
And that is Giancolo.
It's Giancolo, and here's a move by Bloom.
Second runner is Byers.
This is Byers, and Byers now pushing Niles West for the lead. That's Byers out there for the Blazing Trojans from Chicago Heights. Bloom now in the lead. And this is Byers as we come around, followed by Blake Helton for Skokie Niles West. And checking the 3 position right here is Algonquin Jacobs. And that's Nerja for Jacobs. Still Byers for Bloom. Then Niles, new 3rd place right now. We'll check that out in a second. Now Niles back into 1st. That is Helton. Back in. Move on the outside. Right now, pushing for the lead is Manuka. This is Chris Wilson with the lead for Manuka. Manuka Indians in the lead. And Plainfield second, Central back into 3rd. Now it is Manuka and Niles West.
Third runner for Manuka is Santillo.
This is Santillo for Manuka. And the 3 runner is Cardenas for Niles West. And the field very tight. Yandiel Cardenas running in 2nd. 3rd place looks like Bloom again.
Third runner is Silva.
This is Joaquin Silva running for the Blazing Trojans. And Plainfield Central and Crystal Lake South. Principato for Plainfield. Now let's go to Plainfield South, now moving up into 4th, or Crystal Lake South.
Crystal Lake South is Kopman.
That's Kopman. Leader right now is Manuka. Santillo. Joey Santillo in the lead, followed by Yandiel Cardenas of Niles Township West. 3rd is Bloom, leading a 2nd group. That's Silva. Now we have challenges on to Bloom, and Algonquin Jacobs has moved into the 3 position. This is Ryan Ross now, the 3 runner. As we head to the anchor group, coming around, Manuka and Santillo for Manuka has the lead. Cardenas for Niles West, and Jacobs is third, Ryan Ross. Battle for fourth. Plainfield Central back. Coach from Aurora West to the clerk's tent. Coach from Aurora West to the clerk's tent. Under 6. Well under 6 at the exchange. That's Ropek for Manuka. Dan Ropek. Now here is Niles West. That anchor is Neil Omar. Omar challenging Manuka. It's Omar back into the lead for Niles West. Manuka second. Ropek for Manuka. Third place is Jacobs from Algonquin. This is Hennessy for Algonquin Jacobs. The next group after the Golden Eagles is Plainfield Central. That's Anderson for Central. And making a move is Park Ridge, Maine South. In the next group, Pyzik for Maine South. Now the leaders are entering the backstretch. It is still Omar for Niles West and for Manuka, Dan Popik. The Golden Eagles of Jacobs are third. It's Hennessy, third for Jacobs. Fourth place now is Maine South. And Maine South is Pyzik. Here we go, the battle for the first win of the day in Class 3A. Here is Popik of Manuka taking out Omar. And the win to Manuka, Niles West, Algonquin Jacobs, and Pyzik. Next that was Hennessy for Algonquin. Now is Pyzik coming in for Maine South, followed by Plainfield Central. The win, Manuka, 7:47.42. Niles West is second, 7:48.25. Algonquin Jacobs is third at 7:52.54. Call for the 4x1s to the tent. Call for the 4x1s to the tent.
Here we go. Plainfield South, Oswego East, Sandberg from Orland Park, Fremd of Palatine, the Flyers of East St. Louis Senior, Maine West, Bartlett, Springfield, Lane Tech of Chicago in 9, Homewood Flossmoor, the Vikings in 10, the Wild Kits of Evanston 11, Crystal Lake Central in 12, Niles North, the Vikings in 13, and the Wolfpack of St. Ignatius on the outside. We're off with a clean start, one turn stagger, and they'll break for the pole. Your leaders on time here are Sandberg, Maine West, Chicago Lane, and Niles North.
Al, can you spot for him? Looks like he's lost his number. They don't even have the chest number, but they don't first round. Sorry about that. So he doesn't know who he is.
East St. Louis in second position here, and it's all bunched up, anybody's race. 57-5.
That's Evanston, 34-47 is Evanston. Josh Montgomery.
That's Josh Montgomery of Evanston, your leader. He's being passed, and East St. Louis now moving into second. Down the back stretch, all the big kicks are coming out. We've got 6 places here battling for the lead at the first exchange, 200 meters to go. East St. Louis holding its ground. Now on the outside, it's Crystal Lake Central with the lead here. East St. Louis, Sandberg, and Niles. Here we go. Baker, Crystal Lake Central. Homeward Flossmoor on the inside, making a big move. East St. Louis won 55-8.
St. Louis second runner is Deante Smith.
Deante Smith, Crystal Lake Central in second.
Davis.
Niles North in third, Homewood Flossmoor in fourth. Sandberg down to sixth. Sandberg now into fifth position here. It's starting to spread out just a little bit in the middle of the second leg here. That's Plainfield South in the white over white, battling to stay with Sandberg here. East St. Louis, as they always do, has a good 4x8 again this year. They're taking it to everyone. Niles North now coming back. Homewood Flossmoor, Sandberg. That's Keller of Homewood Flossmoor. Lane Tech starting to move as well.
Lane Tech is Perez.
Perez of Lane Tech. We've got 5 teams and 3 just hanging on behind them. The elastic is stretching. Can they get back? Sandberg now into fourth. Sandberg challenging. Sandberg fading. Homewood. Mitch Reese of Sandberg. Homewood now about to challenge for the lead.
Kendall Keller.
That's Kendall Keller. Here comes the big sprint. It's East St. Louis about to be swamped by Homewood and Niles. Homewood with a big kick takes over the lead. Keller will not be denied. And here comes Niles North. That's Carlitos Rangel, Niles North, 3:53 and change. Homewood to the lead.
Third runner is Warner.
That's Warner. Warner of Homewood. Holding off Tim Vasquez, a senior from Niles North. East St. Louis, Sandberg.
St. Louis. Tommy Johnson.
Tommy Johnson from East St. Louis. Sandberg in fourth. And Crystal Lake Central in fifth.
Derek Hebel from Sandberg.
Derek Hebel from Sandberg running the third leg. Trying to catch back up with East St. Louis senior, and I think he's done it. We've got 3 groups of 2 and 2 solos here in the top 8.
Tommy Johnson from East St. Louis.
Tommy Johnson, East St. Louis. Sandberg now setting his sights on the leaders is Sandberg. Derek Hebel. He's going to get those 2 in the front, I think. He's done it. He has closed the gap. He is now in third and looking for more. Lane now in the top 5. Sandberg unbelievably coming from 30 yards down to take the lead. Eric Hebel running the race of his life down the back stretch. Hebel, Eric Hebel. Niles North fading slightly, Homewood fading. Lane Tech is now going to challenge for third. David Timlin is now into third. Lane Tech has come from absolutely nowhere to get right back in it. Lane moves into second. Bring him home, folks. This is a fantastic leg here. Lane is looking for more. David Timlin all the way to the tape. He's going to do it. 5:50, we're dead even. Lane Tech comes from 7th to the lead. Beltran is putting it down and moving out. Niles North now moving fast down the backstretch. That is Aaron Shibhat from Niles North. It looks like we're going to bunch up here with the top three. Sandberg won't give up. Lane Tech still with the lead, but Niles North is running an incredible first lap just to get back. Beltran of Lane Tech, and here comes Sandberg. Sandberg, McMahon here. He said, I'm going for it right now. He's not waiting, folks. He's into the lead. Sandberg is going to try to take it from a lap out. Patrick McMahon, the senior. Beltran for Lane in third. Crystal Lake Central in fourth, followed by HF, but here comes Niles North. That's Amos Aaron Subhat. Can he do it? Can Niles North summon the strength to get Sandberg? Sandberg is holding on for dear life here after that big move. It's still McMahon, but Niles North is about to challenge. Here we go. Look at the time, folks. 7:30. Subhat bringing it home. 7:40. Lane Tech perhaps into second.
No, Sandberg,
Sandberg, then Lane.
Crystal Lake Central.
Crystal Lake Central, Homewood, Flossmoor, East St. Louis.
That's Plainfield South.
Plainfield South being challenged here at the tape. Unbelievably, 7:45, 7:46, 7:46. Your top three.
Here's the field in Heat 3. 3 of 3. We have Elmhurst York in 1, Palatine in 2. Nequa Valley position 3, O'Fallon 4. Belleville West in 5, Wheaton Warrenville South in 6. Marmion Academy in 7. Warren of Gurnee in 8, Prospect in 9. Hinsdale Central in 10. Lake Park in 11, Aurora West position 12. New Trier of Winnetka in 13, and Whitney Young rounds out the field.
Four by one relay, please report.
14 teams in this final preliminary heat. Coach from Grayslake North, please report to the clerk's tent. Palatine appears to be your leader at this early stage. That's Kedrick Cornelius, your leader. Prospect is next. Nikra at the rail and York on their shoulder. Phil is running for Prospect, the Knights. But Palatine, your leader after one lap. O'Fallon now was your leader, just passed by Palatine. Prospect. Moore on the outside. That is Aurora West. Coming into second, Aurora West. Hinsdale, the Red Devils, and splitting the middle. Looks like Wheaton, Warrenville South, the Tigers. 157-1 unofficial on that opening leg. Pedersen is running for the Red Devils of Hinsdale Central out of the West Suburban Conference. Aurora West now pushing for second. Truckenbrod running for Aurora West. Hinsdale Central still holding the lead. Belleville West running well. Here comes Elmhurst York. Alcorn is running for Belleville West. Aurora West now being challenged by New Trier. New Trier number 2 runner is Chip Schaff, running for the Trevians, now in the lead. Palatine now moving back, challenging for the lead. Tim Johnson, a senior, runs for the Pirates of Palatine. New Trier, Palatine, and the Red Devils of Hinsdale Central. Hinsdale Central now back in the lead. Aurora West now into fourth. Feldman running for Hinsdale. 158 on that second leg. Palatine is now second. New Trier third. Prospect and York fourth and fifth. Zambrano is running for Palatine. He's your current leader on the backstretch. Aurora West is now in fourth. Hawkins, Vontrell Hawkins, a senior, running for Aurora West. In front of the home stands, Hinsdale Central, Palatine, New Trier, Elmhurst, York, and Prospect. Wheaton, Warrenville in the orange over black, with one lap remaining in this leg. Jack Feldman runs for Hinsdale Central.
Palatine still in second, New Trier in third. Wheaton Warrenville South now moves into fourth, Prospect in fifth, York in sixth. Moving right now is Aurora West, challenging York. Turning for home on this third leg. Hawkins for Aurora West. Here comes Wheaton Warrenville. Anderson running for Wheaton Warrenville. It's Palatine, Wheaton Warrenville, Hinsdale Central, New Trier, Prospect, and York. There's your top six. Palatine is now in the lead. Klingerman on the anchor for Palatine, the Pirates. Wheaton Warrenville running in second. Schroer running for Wheaton Warrenville and for Hinsdale Central on the anchor. Karampoulos, that's Mike Karampoulos, he's a junior running for the Red Devils. Prospect now challenging for fourth, just passing New Trier. Campos now running for Prospect. He's clearly in fourth. To the bell lap. The bell lap. That's Palatine. Wheaton Warrenville South. Hinsdale Central. Prospect, New Trier, and York. Klingerman, your leader, running for the Pirates of Palatine. Schroer from Warrenville. Wheaton Warrenville, Schroer. Prospect now challenging for third. Campos running stride for stride with Hinsdale Central. At the head of the north turn. The race tightens. Here come the Tigers of Wheaton Warrenville South. Schroer running on the anchor leg to the finish line. Wheaton Warrenville South. Luke Schroer runs for the Tigers. It's Wheaton Warrenville South. Klingerman for Palatine. Prospect, Hinsdale Central. Your top four. 749.07 for Wheaton Warrenville South, 750.8 for Palatine. There's your top two times from Heat 3.
Flight 1, triple jump.
Ladies and gentlemen, the competitors heading to the exchange zones here in the 4x100 meters in Class 3A. There are 5 preliminaries. The record is 41-42, set by Cahokia when they were in 3A back in 2006. Actually, when they were in 2A, and those records moved up into 3A. So Cahokia holds this record. Here's the field in lane number 2, the ZBs. Zion Benton in 2, Elgin in 3, the Pekin Dragons in 4. In the middle, the Meteors of Thornton Fractional Township, North Calumet City in 5. Peoria Richwoods in 6, the Lancers of Lake Park in 7, and the Crete-Monee Warriors in 8.
Court stand.
Again, in the middle here is TF North. Devontae Stevenson. North running in the purple. Outside of them is Richwoods in the white over green. Looks like Richwoods got the first exchange, although everyone even. On the inside, you got Zion moving up. Now Zion gets it almost even with Richwoods. And for TF North, that's Williams for the Zion Benton. Now we watch the anchors. And everybody's even coming across. Let's go out here to Lake Park. Lake Park now, Richwoods, Durham, the freshman now. There's Claude Garrett of TF North. It's going to be TF North. Jagetti in there for Lake Park. Let's see how this goes. It should be TF North with the win. Roselle at the wire. And then 1/100th of a second later is TF North. Lake Park, the defending champion, team-wise, will come out with a win. Out on the track, into the blocks. Here we go. Grays Lake North will be in 2. Downers Grove North in 3. South Elgin in 4. Chicago Dunbar in the middle in 5. Plainfield North, the Tigers in 6. The Blazing Trojans of Bloom Township in 7, followed by the East Side, East St. Louis in 8. Call on the 110-meter hurdles to the tent. Call on the 110-meter hurdles to the tent. We're coming back. We're coming back. Lane 7 is now open. Lane 7. In the middle, you've got Dunbar, Claudius Dawson leading off for Chicago's Paul Dunbar. Inside of them, South Elgin, that is Zach Gross running up, and the stagger. Clearly now the battle between South Elgin and Dunbar. And again, they're even. That's Asa running for South Elgin, holding the middle. Asa and Dunbar, and now it is Dunbar. This is Darvell Harris. Still South Elgin. The outside is Plainfield North. This one's a battle for second. They're almost completely even across after Dunbar's win. 41-77. Now Plainfield North will have it for second place.
Okay, heat 3 of 5. Here we go. Prospect in lane 2, Wabansie Valley in lane 3, the Rocks of Rock Island in 4, Thornton Harvey in 5, Downers Grove South in 6, Oak Park River Forest in 7, Marion Catholic in 8, and Crystal Lake South in lane 9. 3 of 5 heats. Mr. Starter, the track is yours. And we're away. It's the Mustangs, the Wildcats, and the Rocks in the middle of the track, folks. Let's help them out here, bring them around. Thornton with the exchange. Wesley with the baton, down the back stretch we go. Look at that, and then 7, Oak Park is putting this one away. Oak Park. Booth for Oak Park, and a surprise here. Oak Park. Oak Park, look at this. Taylor for Oak Park. Thornton now. Thornton. Wow, Oak Park. Thornton, and unfortunately, we lost Downers South with that anchor.
Here's the field heat 4 of 5. In lane 2, we have North Lawndale Charter of Chicago. In 3, Joliet Central. In 4, the Falcons of Wheaton North. In 5, we have Belleville West. Springfield, the Senators, will be in 6, Plainfield South in 7, Nequa Valley of Naperville in 8, and Rockford Auburn in lane 9. Middle of the track is lane 5, Belleville West. That's Romello Hatter, a freshman. Bad exchange for Belleville, but they're not far out of it. Nequa Valley running well. Springfield, the Senators, it's Harrison. Belleville West is right back in the hunt. Randolph is anchoring for Nequa. Here comes Springfield. Springfield and Wheaton North. Springfield, Wheaton North, and Belleville West. There's your top 3. 42.09 for the Senators, 42.18 for Wheaton North, 42.21 for Belleville West.
Final race on the 4x100 series in Class 3A. Hurdles crew, be ready. We have a final call on the hurdles. Here's the field. In lane number 2, the Lancers of Belleville East. The Bartlett Hawks in 3. In 4, the Thunderbirds from South Holland, Thornwood. In 5, the Edwardsville Tigers. In 6, the Joliet West Tigers. The Wild Kits of Evanston Township, the Hilltoppers of Glenbard West in 8, and the Lions of LT LaGrange Lyons Township in 9. Edwardsville here leads off with Craig James. And they're moving up Edwardsville. And then Gray for Edwardsville. Outside of them, Joliet West, Thornwood running strong for Thornwood. That's Johnson for Thornwood. They are even on the baton exchange. But in the middle here, we have Oshipatan for Thornwood. Right now you have Edwardsville and Joliet West. Here is Edwardsville. That's Craig James. Thornwood trying to push on here with Joliet West. Joliet West is Allen. And the win looks like Joliet West. Joliet West, Calvin Edwards with a big move, 42.06. Edwardsville is second with a 42.11. Evanston third, 42.33. Thornwood is fourth with a 42.35.
In heat number 1, here's the field. In lane 2 from Plainfield North, Zion Mason. In lane 3 from Hoffman Estates Conant, Ben Bowers. In lane 4 from Thornton in Harvey, Jonathan Anderson. In lane 5 from Belleville East High School, Christian Herring. In lane 6 from Lockport Township, Billy Reed. In lane 7 from East St. Louis Senior, Marcus Greer. In lane 8 from Stevenson High School in Lincolnshire, Tommy Barnes. And rounding out the field in lane 8 from Elk Grove Village, Fernando Lozano.
That's a good start. Billy Reed of Lockport, Belleville East, Christian Herring. Lane 3, Ben Bowers of Conant. Lanes 3, 4, and 5. That appears to be Bowers, Anderson, and Herring, but we'll look. Yes, it is. Bowers, 1442. Anderson at 1448. And Herring at 1457. There's your top 3 from Heat 1.
In lane 1 from McHenry, Gilbert Matthias. In lane 2 from St. Ignatius in Chicago, Connor Dunham. In lane 3 from Plainfield East, Jaleel Manson. In lane 4 from Belleville West, Mircoles Bell. In lane 5 from Rock Island High School, Derek Willies. In lane 6 from Fox Lake Grant, Sean Wells. In lane 7 from Prospect High School in Mount Prospect, Dave Kenzera. In lane 8 from Lyons LaGrange, Matt Harris. In lane 9 from Hoffman Estates High School, James Vaughn. Your field for Heat 2 of the 110-meter hurdles. To the starter.
It's a good start. We look to the middle of the track. Lane 8, it's Matt Harris of Lyons Township. But it's Willies and now Wells. Willies and Wells. Willies of Rock Island, Wells of Fox Lake Grant. Your top 2. Willies 1431. Wells at 1440. And Harris at 1491.
Here's a field for the third flight, the third heat of the 110-meter hurdles. In lane 1 from Bartlett, Alex Bailey. In lane 2 from Fremd High School in Palatine, David Mulatto. In lane 3 from Deerfield, Danny Katz. In lane 4 from Bloomington High School, Devon Dix. In lane 5 from Crete-Monee High School, Richard Holbert. In lane 6 from Lockport Township, Jonathan Goins. In lane 7 from Rich Central and Olympia Fields, Jordan Redmond. In lane 8 from Morton High School in Berwyn Cicero, Omar Lopez. And from North Lawndale in Chicago, Imani Payton. Your field for the third heat of the 110-meter hurdles. To the starter.
Fairly even at the first hurdle. That's Hulbert of Crete-Monee. He's our section leader. And defending champion Jonathan Groins running second. It's Hulbert, Groins, and Redmond. Maybe Katz at Deerfield. Hulbert 1425, Groins 1448. We're waiting on number 3. Hurdle crew, please remove the hurdles.
In Heat 1, the field includes in lane 2 from Bartlett, Aaron Everson. In lane 3 from Evanston Township, Xavier Levy. In lane 4 from East St. Louis Senior, Jeremy Nicholson. Your heat leader from O'Fallon High School, Chris Wiggins. In lane 6 from Springfield High School, Dalton Tim. In lane 7 from Downers Grove North, Jordan Menard. And in lane 8 from Zion Benton, Keontae Williams. To the starter.
And we're off with a clean start.
St. Louis.
East St. Louis, that's Jeremy Nicholson. On the outside of him is Chris Wiggins. And then Tim Dalton from Springfield with a late burst. It's Springfield, it appears. Tim Dalton doing the same thing he did in the relay. There it is, 11:09. Dalton Tim.
Here's a field for your second heat of the 100-meter dash. In lane 2 from Oak Park River Forest, Tariq Taylor. In lane 3 from Wheaton North, Patrick Sharp. In lane 4 from Joliet West, Calvin Edwards. Your heat leader in lane 5 from Collinsville, Tyrone Eccles. In lane 6 from Hinsdale South and Darien, Tavares Binion. In lane 7 from Thornton of Harvey, Jalen Banks. And to round out the field in lane 8 from Oak Park River Forest, Zach Booth. To the starter.
And we're way in the middle of the track here in lane number 5. That's Tyrone Eccles of lane 7 here. Jalen Banks of Thornton, 6 now. Binion, 6-4. Joliet West and Hinsdale South, rivalries from the southwest side. Binion with the win, Edwards 200ths behind your top two.
Here's a field for the third heat of the 100-meter dash. In lane 2 from Rockton Hononegah, Alex Martin. In lane 3 from Naperville North, James Kearns. In lane 4 from Lincoln Way North in Frankfort, Julian Hilton. In lane 5 and your heat leader from Edwardsville High School, Bennett Gray. In lane 6 from Thornton in Harvey, Dimitri Smith. In lane 7 from Edwardsville, Cameron James. In lane 8 from Evanston Township, Reggie Murphy. And rounding out the field in lane 9 from Stevenson High School in Lincolnshire, James Vestuto. To the start.
Somebody make a pole vault clearance? Yeah, somebody did down there.
And we're away. In the middle of the track, 4 and 5 is Lincoln Way and Edwardsville. Edwardsville followed by Thornton.
546.
Appears to be Lincoln Way and then Thornton.
Edwardsville.
Gray from Edwardsville with the win. 10.97 for second, 10.98 for third. Those are the fastest non-heat winning times so far in the third of 4 heats.
Here's a field for the fourth and final heat of the 100-meter dash. In lane 2 from Chicago Dunbar, Deion Williams. Lane 3 is open. Lane 4 from Peoria Richwoods, Kendrick Foster. In lane 5 from Collinsville, Kennedy Mayweather. In lane 6 from Romeoville High School, Perez Ford. In lane 7 from Glenbard North in Carroll Stream, Jordan Simmons. In lane 8 from Harlem of Chesney Park, Kevin Witchick. And in lane 9 from North Lawndale in Chicago, Terry McGee. Mr. Starter, they're yours.
Oh, yes. He gone.
Is it Perez Ford?
it's Foster and Mayweather, and on the outside it's Simmons and McGee on the outside.
5-7.
Looks like Mayweather. Nope, it looks like Simmons, Mayweather, Foster.
Close one. 2:37. Just 5 minutes away.
Unofficially, Mayweather with the win from Collinsville. Simmons, second place. Foster, third. That's your top three in Heat 4 of 4, 100-meter dash.
On the track now, the 800-meter run in Class 3A. Field of competition in heat number 1 includes Robert Rose of Chicago Lincoln Park, Makoto Bowering of Deerfield, Chase Skendendor of Oswego East, Matt Anyiwo of Homewood Flossmoor, Thomas Razzo, Lockport Township, Chris Alvarez of Crystal Lake Central, Dan Popek of Manuka, and Will Crocker, Belvedere North. We go to the starter. Popek, you saw earlier for Manuka in the 4x800. Will Crocker, part of the Class 2A State Championship cross-country team.
9-11.
9 and 11 right now is Alvarez of Crystal Lake Central and Dan Popek of Manuka as they come on the curve.
In the second, no number anywhere. Sorry.
There is Belvedere North and Crystal Lake Central, position 3
4.
right now
11 is third.
is Popek
8
of Manuka.
8 and 5. It's like 31-25 number. 31-25 is in second.
31-25.
Last guy, Crocker. Belvedere North.
It's Belvedere North. Crocker now challenges on the outside. Crocker, and in the third position we have a Lockport's Razzo. There is Crocker making a move to the lead. Crocker of the Blue Thunder, Belvedere North.
9 second. 8 and 11.
8 and 11 afterwards, Razzo and Popek. Here we come home. It is Crocker of Belvedere North. Crystal Lake Central's Alvarez is second. Third place is Popek of Manuka. Here comes Crystal Lake Central's Alvarez. And now we go to the camera. Crocker tried to solidify the lead. It will go to Alvarez of Crystal Lake Central. 153.38 with the lean at the wire. 153.40, 2/100ths of a second later is Crocker. Popek is third for Manuka. 800-meter run. Section 2. Here's the field. Logan Means, Chicago Whitney Young, the Dolphins in 1. James Weaver of Hoffman Estates, J.B. Conant in 3. Danny Gardner, Lincolnshire Stevenson in 5. Mike Fahey of Glenbard East in 6. Evan Fisher, Oak Park River Forest in 8. Neil Omar of Niles West in 9. He was the anchor for Niles West earlier. Johnny Moore of East St. Louis in 11. Peter Archibald of Geneva, the Vikings in 12. to the starter. Archibald, leader in this heat from the sectionals, 153.91. The record is 149.71, set by Jason Van Swol, New Lenox Lincoln Way Central back in 1998.
9286.
Omar in the lead, followed by Means of Whitney Young and Fisher of Oak Park River Forest.
982 now.
That's Omar for Niles West, the Wolves in the lead.
11 is up there too.
Then 8, which is Fisher, Oak Park River Forest.
5 is 12.
On the outside, you've got Archibald there for Geneva.
9812.
Now moving up is 6, which is Fahey of Glenbard East.
9812
400 to go. 12 to the arch side is Archibald. Archibald in the lead for Geneva. Then it looks like Glenbard East's Fahey and Omar for Niles West with Fisher of Oak Park River Forest. Now to the outside it is 11. That is Johnny Moore of East St. Louis. Archibald with a lead. Now into second is Fisher of Oak Park. Fisher moves to the front of the trailing group. Here's Archibald, 135, 136. Archibald. Now on the outside you got Omar, 144. And coming home is Archibald. Now Niles West is in there for Neil Omar. The win to Geneva, 152.16. Omar second for Niles West. Fahey third for Glenbard East. Moore is fourth for East St. Louis. Now onto the track is the 800-meter run in heat number 3. It includes Alex Lima, freshman for LaGrange Lions, Jacob Hernandez of Chicago Heights Bloom Township, Sam Stanek of Glenbrook South in 6, Alex Garcia, Waukegan in 8, Jake Manzanke of St. Charles East in 9, Devorio Moore of East St. Louis in 11, and Michael Filipchak of Park Ridge, Maine South. We go to the starter. Filipchak of Maine South leads this race from all the sectionals, 151.93.
It's 12 on the outside.
On the outside is Filipchak coming down
12-11.
from the break. 12-11-6, Tavorio Moore, East St. Louis in second. And it looks like Stanek looks like the 4 position.
12-11-8.
We have 8 as Garcia of Waukegan.
12-11-9, sorry. Oh, 9's in the second now.
Now,
12-9-11.
that is St. Charles East
12-9-6.
into the second position.
3 on the outside.
And then we got Hernandez coming up from Bloom. Right now it is still Filipchak of Maine South in the lead with less than 400 to go. Jacob Manzanke of St. Charles East is second there. And a challenge to a third. 3 is Hernandez of Bloom, followed by Glenbrook South Sam Stanek. And the 2 runner is Lima, the freshman for Lions. Into the curve we go. Filipchak, followed by Manzanke. Filipchak, Manzanke, and Hernandez. And Filipchak seems to have the pace that will get him the win. Filipchak, Maine Township South,
12-9-3-6.
followed by St. Charles East, Hernandez of Bloom, Stanek, Glenbrook South. Filipchak 151.93. Manzanke of St. Charles East 153.14. Hernandez 154.73. Stanek, Glenbrook South next, 156.19.
Four by 200-meter relay, 3A. 4 heats. Heat 1, Glenbard West in 2, Richwoods in 3, Belleville East in 4, Elgin in 5, Edwardsville 6, Downers Grove South in 7, United High School from East Moline in 8, and Naperville Neuqua Valley in lane number 9. Your heat leader is Elgin in lane 5 with a 127.83 from the sectional last weekend. And we're off down the back stretch. This is lanes all the way. It looks to be Edwardsville out to the early lead. That's Cameron James, a senior from Edwardsville, about to exchange the baton here. It looks pretty even, actually.
Craig James for Edwardsville now.
Craig James of Edwardsville, and then on the outside, Neuqua Valley holding their own.
Neuqua Valley, second runner is Joseph Yunis.
Downers Grove South also doing well.
Downers Grove South, second runner is Kevin Jones.
That's Kevin Jones of Downers Grove South. Neuqua Valley right with Edwardsville. It's Edwardsville and Neuqua Valley.
Edwardsville, third runner is
Bennett Gray for Edwardsville, powering down the backstretch. On the inside of him appears to be Elgin.
Third runner is Dennis Moore.
That's Dennis Moore of Elgin on the outside. It's Neuqua Valley into the last exchange. Here we go. It looks to be Elgin. Elgin on the inside. Devontae King of Elgin. Edwardsville and Neuqua Valley. Anderson for Edwardsville on the anchor.
Neuqua Valley anchor is
Matoya of Neuqua Valley in lane 9, trying to challenge for second position. It's Edwardsville, Elgin, and Neuqua Valley here, 1, 2, and 3. Outstanding time of 127.99 for Edwardsville. We now get ready for the second of 4 heats of the 4x2. The record in this event is 125.98 from Cahokia in 2007. Lane 1 is Chicago Lane. Lane Technical from Chicago. Lane 2, Deerfield. Lane 3, the Knights of Prospect. Lane 4, the Wildcats of Evanston. Lane 5, Dunbar of Chicago. Lane 6, the Thunderbirds of Thornwood, South Holland. The Flyers of East St. Louis Senior in 7. St. Charles North in 8. And Manuka in lane number 9. Your top time in this event, in this section of this event, is Chicago Dunbar with a 127.71. And we're underway here. This has a full 9 teams, full complement of 9 teams in this race. At this moment, it appears lane 4, Evanston, out to the early lead. That's Antonio Johnson, a junior. Into the first exchange is Evanston, and it's a good one. Levy, Xavier Levy of Evanston. On the inside, they've made up the stagger on a team on the outside of them, which is Chicago Dunbar, but Dunbar now is picking it up. It's Harris of Dunbar. Into the exchange, it is Thornwood and Dunbar. Thornwood has the lead here. That is Johnson. Dwight Johnson, a freshman from Thornwood. Can he handle down the back stretch? Looks like Dunbar is really putting it on here.
Deion Williams for Dunbar.
Deion Williams battling with the freshman. It's Dunbar. Darvell Harris here from Dunbar. Darvell Harris powering away. Thornwood on the outside and Evanston on the inside. And East St. Louis here challenging for third. East St. Louis challenging for third. Dunbar, Thornwood, Evanston, East St. Louis, your top 4. Heat 2, 4x2, 126.11. That is only 13 100ths off the state record, folks. That was a very, very fast time.
Here's Heat 3 of 4-year field. We've got Huskies in 1 and 2, McChesney Park Harlem in 1, Oak Park and River Forest in 2. Naperville Central in 3, Plainfield North in 4. Belleville West in lane 5, and in lane 6, the Falcons of Wheaton North. Joliet Central will be in 7, the Trevians of New Trier, Winnetka in 8, and Rockford Jefferson in lane 9. There's the field, Heat 3 of 4. Belleville West in the middle of the track, lane 5, second fastest seed time. Their lead runner, Raymond Scott, a senior, running well at this early point in the race. That's Belleville West. Wheaton North on the outside, being overtaken. Nick Steeding for Belleville West, leading the field. Bigolowski is running for Wheaton North. On the inside, we've got Plainfield North now running well. Quest Young runs for Plainfield. He's also a senior. To the handoff, it's Belleville West. Jeremy Randolph, a senior, running for Belleville. And on the inside, that's Plainfield North. Jacob Clayton runs for Plainfield North and Wheaton North. Patrick Sharp now running for Wheaton North, but it's Belleville on the anchor leg. Tevin Suggs. Wheaton North, Zach Gordon now challenging for second. Plainfield North holding on to that second position. Derek Suss, but to the finish is Belleville West, Plainfield North, Wheaton North, and Oak Park River Forest. 1:26:03 from the scoreboard clock on Belleville West. And now on to the track, the final heat of the 4x200 meter relay, Class 3A. We have Kenwood of Chicago in 1, St. Charles East, the Saints in 2, Joliet West in 3. From the West Suburban Conference, Downers Grove North in 4, Collinsville in 5, the K-Hawks. And in lane 6, we have from Calumet City, Thornton Fractional North. Also from the south side, from Chicago Heights, Bloom Township, the Trojans in 7. From Lake County, the Patriots of Stevenson in 8. And from Grays Lake North, the Knights will be in lane 9. We look to the middle of the track. That's Collinsville, the K-Hawks. Fastest seed time, Tyrone Eccles, 1:26:29 was their time entering the competition today. It's Thornton Fractional North, Nolan Dyer, and Downers North, all running well. But Collinsville, your leader, Javon Dillon, who's senior running for Collinsville, he's got the lead. On the inside, Downers North, Jazz Charrier running for the Trojans, and Sloan now with the baton for North. For Collinsville, Wellmaker, Jarvis Wellmaker runs for Collinsville. Now it's Bloom, Cobbs Lando running for Bloom. It's Bloom now with the lead. The anchor, Micah Frazier running for Bloom. He's got the lead. It's Collinsville, Mayweather, it's Collinsville. It's Bloom, it's Collinsville, TF North, and Bloom. Collinsville time 1:27:56. TF North 1:27:77, 1:27:80 on Chicago Heights Bloom. Your top three from heat 4.
400 dash now on the track. Heat number 1 of 3 includes Miles Fountain of Oak Park River Forest, Michael Goulin of Chicago Von Stoolen in 2, Zach Kirby, St. Charles North in 3, Stedman Foster of Chicago Morgan Park in 4, Antonio Farley of Round Lake in 5, Jeff Broger of South Elgin in 6, Michael Gleason of Cary Grove in 7, Howard Dakari of Whitney Young in 8, and Kenneth Allen of South Holland Thornwood in 9. And we can go to the starter. Lanes all the way. In the middle is Antonio Farley of Round Lake.
Lane 6 with a good start.
Good start to lane 6, and Broger of South Elgin. Lane 4 is Foster Stedman of Morgan Park.
5, here comes 5.
Now 5 back in it, Antonio Farley, Round Lake. They've got the yellow and black, and they have moved to the front of the pack. Antonio Farley, 5 and 6, Broger of South Elgin. They're in the red. Round Lake and South Elgin coming home. Antonio Farley. 3 runner is Kirby of St. Charles North. Now 8 coming up. Howard of Whitney Young. The win to 5.
5, 8, 6 maybe.
And then maybe 8 or 6, but the win to lane 5, Farley. 47.95 on that race. Howard of Whitney Young will get second. The Dolphins with a 48.08. Then South Elgin's Jeff Broger is third with a 49.32. Here's the field in heat number 2. Joshua Conley of Summit Argo in 1. Fabian Clark, Wheaton Warrenville in 2. Kendrick Cornelius of Palatine in 3. Dalton Tim of Springfield in 4. Lane 5 will be open. Tommy Roan, Cary Grove in 6. Malik Harrison, Springfield High, the second senator in this race in 7. Paul Ifiani of Elk Grove Village in 8. And Blue Island Eisenhower has Ben Bowie in 9. Again, lane 5 is open, so the battle is between Tim and Roan. So watch the 2 Springfield Senators. 4, that is Tim.
4, 5.
Now moving up, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is Roan. 4 and 6. There is Tim, Dalton Tim. Moving around with Tommy Roan. Tim and Roan in 4 and 6. 4, 6, 7. There's Harrison coming around for Springfield. Now you've got Roan coming to the lead. Now Harrison pushes for the lead for Springfield. 7-6-4. 7-6-4 is your order with 3. Malik Harrison moves it through for Springfield. Roan of Cary Grove.
Announcer.
In the middle here, you have Stefan Thelamek of Plainfield East. 4 is Jordan Deshawn of North Lawndale. 3, Michael Rantis of Lake Zurich. Ryan Mordock of Peoria Richwoods in 3. Caleb Williams of Chicago Heights Boom in 7. 1 is Dion Carter of Richards. 2 is Kerry Kohlbacher of Crystal Lake. Now as we come around, 7 is Caleb Williams of Boom, Justin Davis of Geneva in 8, and Alex Casimir, Highland Park in 9. Right now it is Williams and Davis, and Rantis now Thelamek of Plainfield East. And the win to 5-7, Thelamek of Plainfield East. 48-79. Lockport Township in 2. Benjamin Hewlett, Aurora, Matea Valley in 3. Dom Blake, Algonquin Jacobs in 4. Brett Kohler of Wheaton North in the middle in 5. Brian Lewis of Bloomington High School, the Raiders in 6. Adonis Barnes of Thornton Fractional North in 7. Adam Rabushka of Deerfield in 8. Lanes 3 and 7 are open in this race. So in the middle you've got Blake, Kohler, and Lewis.
Looks like 4.
Right now, Dom Blake of Jacobs in 4. Running across. 4 and 6 is Lewis of Bloomington. 4 and 6, this is Algonquin Jacobs, Dom Blake. Brett Kohler up the middle. Kohler, Wheaton North. Can he catch Blake? And at the middle, he caught Blake. It is very close between Kohler and Blake. It is Blake of Algonquin Jacobs by 1/100th of a second. Kohler is second of Wheaton North. Lewis third of Bloomington.
We have Kelman Stokes of Oswego East in 2, Jonathan Anderson of Thornton in 3, Sean Wells of Grant Fox Lake in 4, Kyle Schaefer of Waubonsee Valley in 5, Lionel Magorovic of LaGrange Lions in 6, Imani Payton, North Lawndale, Chicago in 7, Dave Kenzira of Prospect in 8, Grandin Bray of Belleville East in 9. We go to the starter. And we're away with a clean start. 5 is looking good. That's Waubonsee Valley's Kyle Schaefer making up the stagger on Magorovic of Lions. Schaefer and Wells of Grant Fox Lake running side by side, hitting the hurdles together here as the stagger comes together. It's Schaefer and Wells here. Wells, a senior, Schaefer, a senior. On the inside for Thornton is Anderson, and then on the outside of Lions, Magorovic. 1-2 will be together, it looks like Grant. That's Sean Wells of Grant, unofficially 38-09, your winner. Schaefer second, Magorovic third, and Anderson fourth. Next up, Heat 3. Lane number 2, Jaleel Manson from East Plainfield. Devon Dix of Bloomington in 3. Connor Dunham of St. Ignatius College Prep in 4. Crete Moniz, Rashad Hulbert in 5. Belleville East, Christian Herring in 6. Harrison Gay of Oak Park River Forest in 7. Omar Lopez of Morton in 8. And James Pajic of Barrington in 9. We go to the starter. And we're off. Looks like Herring of Belleville East out to the early lead with Hulbert of Crete Moniz on his shoulder, and Moniz is taking over the lead. Rashad Hulbert is shot ahead like it is Hulbert of Crete Moniz starting to pull away from the field here. He looks to have a very good time going. Hulbert of Crete Moniz, bring him home, folks. This looks like it's going to be a fast one.
by for his second final.
Help him out here. This will be a second final of the day.
5-6-3.
Too close. Herring, Dix.
5-3-6.
5-3-6, very close.
That's Holbert, Herring, and Dix unofficially. Holbert 37.4. Herring 38.8. And Dix 39.93.
Next up, heat number 4, into the blocks. Here's the field. Terrell DeLoach, Dalton Thornridge in 2, Nick DeVore, St. Charles East in 3, Marcus Greery, St. Louis in 4, Derek Willis, Rock Island in 5, Ben Bowers of Hoffman Estates Conant in 6, Luke Pilliard of Glenbrook South in 7, Libertyville's A.J. Wilson in 8, Charles Chang, Downer South in 9. To the starter. Coach from Belvedere North and Niles North to the clerk's tent. Belvedere North, Niles North to the clerk's tent. It's lane 6, Conant with 5, Willies of Rock Island. Right now it's lane number 5 and Derek Willies. 5-6 is Bowers of Hoffman Estates Conant. It's Willies and everybody else. The way this race is going, the win is going to go 5, and then we're going to go 6-8. Bowers of Hoffman Estates Conant. 8, Wilson of Libertyville. 4, Greer of East St. Louis. Willis with a win, 37-16. On the field right now on the track is heat number 1 of 3 of the 1,600-meter run. We'll introduce the field after the start of the race. Coach from Nequa to the clerk's tent. Coach from Nequa to the clerk's tent. We go to the starter. In this race, we have Jack Keelan of Chicago St. Ignatius College Prep. The silver medalist in the 2A cross-country meet last fall, Tyler Young, Belvedere, New York. Belvedere North, Patrick Perrier of O'Fallon in 3, Pat McMahon, Orland Park, Carl Sandberg in 4, Shane Riley of Libertyville in 5, Tyler Schneider, Conant in 6, Calvin Quarterman of McHenry in 7, Tyler Rasso, East Moline United Township in 8, Billy Bund of Lake Forest in 9, John Lindo of Streamwood in 10, Micah Beller, Niles North in 11, Keith Sands, East Moline United, second Panther in this race in 12, Patrick Uris, Lake Zurich in 13.
6-13-5.
Schneider of Conant with the lead, followed by Juris, Lake Zurich, and Shane Riley of Libertyville.
Still 6.
Leader is still Schneider.
3 and 13. 6-3-13. 9.
6 is Schneider, 3 is Perrier, 13 is Juris, and 9 is Billy Bund of Lake Forest.
On the outside, we've got coming up is number 1. That's right.
On the outside, Jack Keelan of St. Ignatius, the Wolf Pack.
It's 3-9. 3-9, 6-13.
3, 9, 6, and 13, Perrier. O'Fallon, there on the rail. Now in the lead, number 9, Billy Bund of Lake Forest. Tight group.
9-13. 13 into second. 9-13-3.
9, 13, 3. 9 the leader, Billy Bund of Lake Forest.
3 on the outside into second.
3 on the outside, Perrier into second.
9-3-13-1.
13 is next, that's Jurich
Third.
of Lake Zurich. 1 into third, it's Keelan into second place. Keelan now for Ignatius into the lead.
1-3-9-13.
139-13, St. Ignatius, O'Fallon, Lake Forest, Lake Zurich,
1-3-9-13.
then Juris. Back group 12 is East Moline Sands.
3-12-5. 3 into the lead.
Into the lead we have Perrier
Not quite. Didn't quite get there.
and Keelan.
It's still 1.
And we lost Keelan off the track.
9-13-3.
Now 13 is Juris, 3 is Perrier.
13 in the lead.
Keelan trying to get back in.
Wow, well, good for them for letting that go.
13-9.
13 is Juris, Lake Zurich. And we're coming around to the finish line now, just past 4 minutes. Keelan battling for home. Keelan, the junior for St. Ignatius.
1-13.
113, Keelan with the win, followed by Juris. 9.
3-9.
Bund is 4th. Perrier is 3rd for O'Fallon. 413, 63 for Keelan of St. Ignatius. Juris of Lake Zurich next. O'Fallon 3rd. Perrier, Bond, Lake Forest is 4th.
13 competitors in the next heat here. Top time, Alex Reba of O'Fallon, 417.82. Excuse me, Todd Ford, Loyola Academy, 414.89. Your top time in this section coming in from last week. And we're off. Our field is Leverens of Danville, Schwobelgen of Oak Park, Rontindi of Frankfort, Rotundi of Lincoln Park East, Dan Rowe of Buffalo Grove, Alex Reba of O'Fallon, Tim Johnson of Palatine, Leland Lader of New Trier. Leland Lader is the defending cross-country state champion from last fall in AAA, 3AA. Colin York, Robert Taylor, Aiden Askin, and Todd of Loyola Academy, your field of 11 today.
9-6-13.
We've got Leland Lader, Alex Reba, and Todd Ford, your early leaders, although we're all bunched up together here.
12 is into second.
Aiden Askin from Wheaton North has moved up into second now.
9-12 at the inside, we got 2.
That's still Leland Lader, senior, your leader here.
9-12.
Out to a very fast 101 pace, 61 seconds.
9-12-2-4.
That's Lader, Askin, Schwobelgen, and Rotundi, your top 4.
It's 9-12-2. 9-2-12.
Still, we have the same order here. We've got Lader, Askin, and Schwobelgen.
9-2-12-6-4.
And now, still in the pictures, Rotundi from Lincoln Way in Frankfort.
9-12.
Pace seems to have settled in a little bit here, but everybody's still together. All 11 participants here still have a chance.
6 on the outside here.
So to qualify for tomorrow, it's your heat winner automatically, plus the next 9 fastest times.
9-6-2-12.
Coming up here on a half mile, 2:07.5 roughly. Leland Lader still in the lead.
And Schwobelgen.
And Schwobelgen in second. They've slowed it down quite a bit here, but it's still a very fast pace. Starting to spread out a little bit, thin out. The line is starting to thin out a little bit, not as bunched up.
9-2-6-12. On the outside, we got 4 coming up into 4.
And on the outside, that's Rotundi of Lincoln Way into 4th place.
9-2-6-4.
Still your leader is Lader. Your leader is Leland Lader. Schwobelgen second.
9-2-6-12.
6.
Reba of O'Fallon in third.
13 is in 4th.
And Askin and Todd Ford has reappeared back near the front of the group here.
13 is in 4th.
We've got a group of 5 here breaking away now. Help them keep it together.
9-2-6-13.
Wheaton North hanging on for 5th. Can he do it and stay with that group? Lader is applying the pressure. 3:11.
Here comes 12.
This looks like a repeat of state cross country here.
9-2-6.
Going down the back stretch. Lader will not be denied here today. He's really putting the pressure on. That top 5 is really running fast.
9-2-6-13.
Lader, Schwobelgen. Here we go down the stretch. It's going to be 2 people pulling away here. It's Lader and Schwobelgen.
Here comes 13.
And Todd Ford of Wilmette Academy here. Let's bring him home, folks. Lader looks crisp and fresh as he pulls away for the win here.
9-2-13.
4:09, 4:10. What a heat we just had here, folks.
13-6.
Ford, Reba, and Askin of Wheaton North. 4:12.6.
Leland Lader.
Leland Lader, cross-country state champion, heat winner, New Trier, Winnetka.
Here they are onto the track, the final heat. Boys 1,600 meter run, 3A competition. to the starter. Here's your field. We've got Billy Klink of Elmhurst York, that's junior and 1. Chris May, another junior from Elmhurst York, in 2. Derek Anderson, Wheaton Warrenville South. Robert Samari from Hersey, the Huskies. William Hennessy of Jacobs. Garrett Lee of Belvedere North. From Yorkville, Chris Kellogg. Alex Baker of Crystal Lake Central. From Libertyville, it's Easton Hutch. He appears to be our leader. Kyle Hauser of Marist. Nolan Wojtowicz of Barrington. Mike Lederhaus of Glenbard West and Glen Ellen. He is our section leader. Chris Korabik of St. Ignatius College Prep. There's the field. That's Hutch of Libertyville. Lederhaus, Glenbard West. Running in second, in third, it's Kyle Hauser from Marist. Belvedere North, that's Garrett Lee, a junior. He runs next. But way ahead of the field, that's still Easton Hutch running for the Cats of Libertyville out of Lake County and the North Suburban Conference. It's Glenbard West. It's Mike Lederhaus of Glen Ellen. Oh, so he's from the West Suburban Conference, Silver Division, running second. Marist runs third. Kyle Hauser of Marist, he's a junior. William Hennessy of Jacobs, the Golden Eagles. Belvedere North follows him. That's Garrett Lee. He's hip number 6. Derek Anderson, Wheaton Warrenville South, now into third. Wheaton Warrenville South into third. 2:04 at the halfway mark. It's Easton Hutch of Libertyville. Here comes Lederhaus making a bid. That's still Marist now in third. Kyle Hauser holding on to that position in fourth. That's Hauser in fourth. In third, Derek Anderson of Wheaton Warrenville. Running in fifth, William Hennessy of Jacobs. Lederhaus still your leader going into the north turn. Easton Hutch of Libertyville runs second. Lederhaus, he's your section leader. In sectional competition, ran a 4:13.56 just a week ago. Lederhaus, Hutch running 1 and 2. Kyle Hauser at the bell, that's Marist. Belvedere North now making a bid, Garrett Lee. With 300 meters remaining. That's Lederhaus, Glenbard West. It's Hutch of Libertyville. Kyle Hauser running in third from Chicago Marist. Belvedere North in fourth. That's Garrett Lee. In fifth position, William Hennessy of Jacobs. He's under 4:10 pace. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring these fine athletes around. From the West Suburban Conference, the Hilltoppers of Glenbard West, Mike Lederhaus as he runs to the finish. It's a battle for second. Here comes Lee of Belvedere North, but Marist holding him off. It's Kyle Hauser, Lee, followed by Easton Hutch of Libertyville. Here come the Golden Eagles. Lederhaus 4:12.65, Hauser at 4:16.05, and Hutch at 4:16.21. There's your top three from Heat 3.
In lane 2 from Glenbard East and Lombard, Markel Brackett. In lane 3 from Schaumburg High School, Jawan Richard. In lane 4 from Hinsdale South and Darien, Tavarius Binion. In lane 5 from Collinsville, Tyrone Eccles and your heat leader. In lane 6 from Thornton of Harvey, Dimitri Smith. In lane 7 from Downers Grove South, Odell McFarland. And rounding out the field in lane 8 from Jefferson in Rockford, Josh Tibble. Your field for the first heat of the 200-meter dash. To the starter.
7 runners. Lane 4, Tavarius Binion of Hinsdale South. The Hornets. Lane 6, Dimitri Smith of Thornton. It's lane 4 and lane 6. It's Binion and Smith and McFarland. Binion, Smith, and McFarland. Binion 22:03, Smith 22:30.
Here's the field for the second heat of the 200-meter dash. In lane 2 from Oak Park River Forest, Tariq Taylor. In lane 3 from Evanston Township, Xavier Levy. In lane 4 from Downers Grove North, Jordan Menard. In lane 5 and your heat leader from Joliet West, Calvin Edwards. In lane 6 from Zion Benton, Keontae Williams. In lane 7 from Rock Island High School, Derek Ellis. And in lane 8 from Loyola Academy in Wilmette, Martin Hunter. To the starter.
Good start to jump, Xavier Levy of Evanston. Good start now, coming off the north turn. Keontae Williams, it's Edwards of Joliet. It's Williams, Edwards, Munyard, and Williams. Edwards 21:76, Munyard 22:06. Williams third, 22:37.
Here's your field for heat number 3 of the 200-meter dash. In lane 2 from Bartlett, Aaron Everson. In lane 3 from Chicago Dunbar, Deion Williams. In lane 4 from Plainfield South, Dantrell Wright. In lane 5 from Collinsville, Kennedy Mayweather. In lane 6 from Romeoville High School, Perez Ford. Lane 7 is open. And in lane 8 from Stevenson in Lincolnshire, James Vestuto. To the starter.
We look to the middle of the track. That's Kennedy Mayweather of Collinsville and Perez Ford of Romeoville. Coming off the turn, it's Ford, Mayweather. It's now Mayweather and Ford. It's Mayweather, Ford, and too close to call. We look at the scoreboard. Mayweather 21:90. Ford at 22:26. We look for third.
Here's a field for the fourth and final heat of the 200-meter dash. In lane 2 from Oak Park River Forest, Zach Booth. In lane 3 from Naperville North, James Kearns. In lane 4 from Wheaton North, Zach Gordon. In lane 5, your sectional leader from Chicago Dunbar, Darvell Harris, with a time of 21.41 in the sectionals. In lane 6 from Lincoln Way North in Frankfort, Julian Hilton. In lane 7 from Pekin, Cole Henderson. And in lane 8 from Crystal Lake South, Zane Butcher.
Finally to the 200. That's Darvell Harris of Chicago Dunbar. Running well, Julian Hilton of Lincoln Way. It's Harris, Gordon, and Hilton. Harris, Hilton, and Gordon. Harris, Hilton, Gordon, 1, 2, and 3. 21:34 on Harris, Hilton, 21:98, and Gordon, 22:25.
Relay, Class 3A. The state record is 3:13.66 from East St. Louis Senior, Kaiser, Mick Cottrell, Johnson, and Tabbs. Heat 1, Lane 1, Warren High School from Gurnee. Niles West of Skokie in 2, Lake Zurich in 3, Plainfield East in 4. The fourth fastest sectional time, Belleville East in 5, Manuka in 6, Springfield High School in 7, Plainfield North in 8. So we have 2 Plainfield schools in this heat. And rounding out the field in lane number 9 is Deerfield. We have a 3-turn stagger. Lanes. And we're underway with a clean start. Leading off for Belleville is Pierre Collins, a junior. For Plainfield East, Kenny Lewis, a sophomore. From Manuka, Jake Smith, also a sophomore. For Springfield, Nick Howell, a senior. And it appears to be Belleville East out to the early lead here. They've made up the stagger on Manuka already. And Plainfield East is nipping at their heels here. Plainfield East now making up the stagger. Kenny Lewis there for Plainfield East, the sophomore. Outside in lane number 8 is Plainfield North.
That is Marquez Flowers.
Marquez Flowers, Plainfield North here, putting the pressure on. Plainfield North at the exchange in the lead.
West Young now for Plainfield North.
Belleville East.
Here comes inside.
Quest Young for Plainfield North in the lead, followed by Plainfield East and Belleville. Excuse me, that's Springfield out there. Plainfield East ends first. Look at that beautiful cut from the pole. Took him 100 yards to do it. That's perfect. It's Plainfield North there.
Quest Young.
Quest Young, the senior, looking very strong here.
Matt, can you spot on teams?
Here we come into 4th position now.
Hey, Matt, can we spot on the teams here? We don't know the teams are.
Plainfield North.
Plainfield North is Suss, Derek Suss.
Derek Suss of Plainfield North taking over here. In the lead is Plainfield North.
Yeah.
Who's second?
And second.
Belleville East, it looks like. Plainfield East.
Who's got a W in there?
That's Plainfield East.
Niles.
Warren.
Niles West.
Yeah, Niles West.
Niles West in the red.
George Webb.
George Webb. A junior, your top 4 here.
Oh, for gosh sakes. All right, let's see if I can get it come around here.
Niles. Niles West now making a big move.
Oh, it's Manuka.
Manuka. Manuka into the lead.
Runner is Tevin
And Niles.
Hopkins.
Hopkins of Manuka about to hand off here. 2:28.
Chris Wilson now for Manuka.
That's Manuka.
Chris Wilson of Manuka. Niles, it appears.
Now Plainfield North is third.
Plainfield North is 3rd. Plainfield East is 4th.
It's Evan Flagg for North. Plainfield North.
Evan Flagg for Plainfield North.
Springfield in second.
Springfield, that is, in 2nd.
Malik Harrison.
Springfield is Malik Harrison running the anchor. Plainfield East has fallen off the pace a little bit.
Manuka.
Who's the 7th one? Who's
It's
the 7th?
Manuka.
7 is
Yeah, it is.
Springfield.
Springfield.
Springfield. in the second truck.
And Plainfield North here.
Plainfield North.
Here comes Springfield.
Flag. Springfield is Harrison.
Springfield, Malik Harrison delivering the victory in a spectacular 3:17. 3:18.1 official. Manuka 3:18.5. Plainfield North 3:19.45 and East 3:21.46. Oak Park River Forest in 1, Downers Grove South in 2, Sandburg in 3, the Eagles, Glenbrook South in 4th. Your third fastest sectional time 3:19.07. Wabansie Valley, Cary Grove in 6, St. Charles North in 7, the Warriors of Crete Monee in 8, and Wheaton Warrenville South in lane number 9. And we are underway here.
John Burke for Wabansie Valley.
John Burke leading off, a junior for Wabansie Valley.
Dick Holst also.
And look at that out in lane number 8. That is Crete Monee.
That is Richard Holbert.
That's Richard Holbert, a senior,
That's the hurdles guy.
attempting to really put this away early. He is really out to a big lead, folks.
Qualifies in 2 finals for hurdles tomorrow.
He has been already qualified in 2 finals for the hurdles and attempting to get his team into the finals for the 4x4. Help him out here. Wabansie Valley now making a big move.
Wabansie in the middle.
That was Burke.
And St. Charles North.
St. Charles North,
Here's your exchange.
49 and change.
And still Crete Monee.
Crete Monee out to the big lead here.
Tara Simmons.
Tara Simmons here, a sophomore from Crete Monee.
Monee at the break.
He is breaking in towards the track here with about a 10-meter lead.
St. Charles is second. St. Charles North is second.
St. Charles North second here, Wabansie.
Third is Wheaton Warrensville South.
Wheaton Warrensville South is third, pardon me.
Zach Feeney for St. Charles.
Zach
North.
Feeney from St. Charles North,
Field starting to
a sophomore. The field is starting to come back a little bit towards Crete, but Crete is still hanging tough.
That is Simmons for Crete.
That is Terrace Simmons.
Glenbrook South.
Glenbrook South with a big move. Glenbrook South is taking it.
That is Malcolm Ingle.
Malcolm Ingle all the way to the line from nowhere, 139 at the exchange.
And it's Glenbrook South.
Glenbrook South, Crete Monee,
Peacosh from Glenbrook South.
Peacosh of Glenbrook South,
And the 3
Crete Monee
runner
runner
is St.
Terrell.
Charles North.
St. Charles North,
Marcus Terrell for Crete Monee.
Wheaton Warrenville getting passed here by 2 runners, including Sandburg.
Connor Larson from St. Charles North.
Connor Larson of St. Charles North. Here comes another runner into the 5th, 6th spot.
All right, still Glenbrook.
Glenbrook, Crete Monee,
Then St. Charles
St.
North.
Charles,
And Plainfield South. Do you have them in here? No, Downers South.
Downer South, and Carl Sandburg. Downer South and Sandburg. 229, 230 at the exchange. Glenbrook South and Crete Monee.
Glenbrook South.
The battle is on for the anchor.
Pilliard. Luke Pilliard for
Luke Pilliard.
that Crete Monee second.
Crete Monee is second.
And that is Tyler Whitler.
Tyler Whitler, a junior for Crete Monee.
Okay, now I'm going to give you third. I think it's Cary Grove.
Cary Grove.
Cary Grove now into 3rd place. Sandburg in 5th. St. Charles,
Sandberg runner is Slattery.
Slattery of Sandburg.
North.
St. Charles North in fourth, but Sandburg is charging. Crete Moni trying to get through. Crete Moni!
Whitworth from Crete Moni.
Crete Moni!
He can't get through.
Cannot, he got through. He got through.
We have to go to the camera.
Well, he just got to get in there. Gave him a little bit of
Still
room.
sorting it out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now into heat number 3 of 4 of the 4x400 meter relay in Class AAA. Here's the field in lane number 1, Huntley. In 2, Prairie Ridge of Crystal Lake. In 3, the Indians of Lane Tech, Chicago. The Wheaton North Falcons in 4. St. Charles East, the Saints in 5. Maine Township South in 6. That's the Hawks in 7. The Dolphins of Chicago, Whitney Young in 8. The Blazing Trojans of Bloom Township, Chicago Heights, and the Meteors of Thornton Fractional Township North in 9. Record in this race set in 2007, 5 years ago, by the East Side, East St. Louis, 3:13.66. Nice start for Steele and Wheaton North, the Falcons. They're in the blue over yellow, making up the stagger. And then we'll call it Park Ridge, Maine South at the bottom of the second group. That's Fritz for Maine South as they come around, heading towards the 3-turn stagger. We also, yes, and we still see Maine South there in the middle with Whitney Young outside of them. And it's still Wheaton North with Steele. Steele and Fritz now on the exchange. Wheaton North first.
North's second runner is Alex Ryan.
That's Alex Ryan. And you still have Maine South in here. Now there's going to be a battle from the break line. And from way up high, it's Bloom Township.
Bloom Township. Second runner is Banks.
That is Banks. They leveraged their position coming out of the high south curve. And that's TF North in second.
North. And that is Dyer, Nolan Dyer.
Nolan Dyer from Calumet City trying to hold on to second. Now we have St. Charles East into second.
Charles East is Carter Reading.
That's Carter Reading. Still, we have Bloom Township here as Banks, as now Wheaton North tries to come back in. It's going to be a scramble for second place.
Caleb Williams for Bloom.
That is Caleb Williams for Bloom. Second place is St. Charles East. Third is Wheaton North.
DeVore.
That is DeVore for St. Charles East. Wheaton North is third.
North is Pigiowski.
Pigiowski. Now here comes TF North storming into second.
That is Joel Quarries.
Joel Quarries into second for the Meteors. From Calumet City, Chicago Heights still in the lead. This is Bloom Township. Caleb Williams at the 2:15 mark. Here he comes around, heading for the anchors. This is Bloom Township. Battle for second between, that's Frazier, St. Charles East, Wheaton North, Thornton Fractional North, Manzanke for St. Charles East here, trying to catch up with this speed rocket out there for Bloom Township. Now Wheaton North is third.
Kohler.
That's Kohler.
The inside, somebody came up there in the fourth, or fifth, fourth, I guess it is.
Fifth, that we got a new fifth out there, looks like Prairie Ridge. But meanwhile, coming out of the north curve, here come the Blazing Trojans.
That is Frazier.
That is Frazier for Bloom Township, Micah Frazier. This is Manzanke for St. Charles East. Wheaton North is next, and battling now is TF North.
It's Kohler for Wheaton North.
Kohler for Wheaton North. Here's TF North. They will get third at the line. That is Garrett for the Meteors. We got a 3:17.47 out there for the Bloom Township Blazing Trojans. 3:20.17, the Saints of St. Charles East. And third should be Thornton Fractional Township North. They're at the wire. And now, the final race of the day for Class 3A. Heat number 4. In lane number 1, the Bartlett Hawks in 1. In 2, the Hilltoppers Glenbard West. In 3, sister school to Glenbard West, Glenbard East. In 3, Mattia Valley. In 4, Belleville West in the middle. The Maroons will hold the middle in this final race. Next to them, the Wild Kits of Evanston Township. In 7, the Red Hawks Naperville Central. In 8, the Phoenix North Lawndale College Prep Chicago. And in 9, the Wildcats of Harvey Thornton Township. Here we go. Clean start. Great way to end the day. Nice start for Belleville West and Raymond Scott. And Scott moving up on Evanston. Slight move up on the stagger. The Maroons continue to move forward through the north curve. That is Belleville West, St. Clair County. And way up high here, we got Harvey Thornton. That's Dontrell Smith. John Trell Smith. That may prove to be important should they stay in front for the stagger. And it is Belleville West in a clear lead. 49 and change on the exchange. Now it is Belleville West and everybody else. Inside lane is Glenbard West into second. Selman with the lead. Belleville. Third place now. We'll check that coming around. Belleville West with the lead. And Evanston in third. That's the Wild Kits pushing for second. Monte Hill, still it's Belleville West in this final race of the day. Jeremy Randolph handing off to James Cole. Again, Belleville West clean into the curve while everybody else is in the exchange. Looks like Evanston in second. Antonio Johnson. They're all going to try to catch Belleville West. It'll take an effort. Evanston in second. Bard East in third. Maurice McGee. Round the north curve we go. And this is Belleville West. Evanston second. Glenbard East, Glenbard West, North Lawndale. And Mattia. And we go to the anchors. That's Tevin Suggs for the Maroons. Again, he inherits a great lead. Evanston in second, Glenbard West in third. That's Clam for Evanston. Hilltoppers, that's Glenbard West in third.
That is Nathan Hall.
Nathan Hall, new fourth place, is the 4. That would be Mattia Valley.
That is William King.
William King, he's helping to close on everybody. We go into the curve. Still looks like Belleville, but everybody's starting to catch up a bit.
Kevin Suggs for Belleville.
Suggs for Belleville. Here comes Evanston and Glenbard West. The win looks like Belleville, but it's going to be Belleville with the win, followed by Evanston. Glenbard West, Mattia Valley. Belleville West, 3:18:53. 3:19:53. Little slow versus their sectional time, but an automatic berth to tomorrow's finals for the Maroons. Evanston is second. Glenbard East is sixth. Glenbard West is third. Mattia Valley fourth. Naperville Central fifth.